up, North County? I'm your host, Randy Doty, and today we are talking with Stacie and Megan with Stacie's Strong fundraiser coming up.
Yes.
Welcome back in. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Can you imagine it's been a year? Well, you've been doing it for a couple years, but
Yes.
it's been coming up on a year from last year.
Yes, since
we
we
did.
last talked, and it's exciting.
And so now you're here.
Yes.
Now the weather's awesome. You didn't bring any of the rain and stuff like that from Oregon.
Not this time. No.
Right?
No.
Very
Yes.
cool.
It's great. We're
Awesome.
excited.
So tell me, so what's been happening in your life? So what does this last year look like? I mean, I know last year we had the fundraiser, we had the golf tournament, which is awesome. If anybody is interested, this golf fundraiser coming up at Hunter Ranch in June. You don't want to miss it. It was super fun last year. There's a ton of people, ton of prizes, ton of silent auctions. I mean, there's so much. I even bought one. I bought a fireplace. Actually, I'm going to but the fire pit. I'm going to donate that back.
Perfect.
Because
That's awesome.
it was like, we're driving home. My wife's like, "Why did you buy that?" I'm like, "I don't know," because I was. It was fun. I got drawn into the writing my name down.
Yes.
And then standing around making sure nobody else did too.
That's right.
So,
you become protective over your items. Yeah. No, it's a lot of fun. Yes.
But it was a great turnout. It was a great turnout. It was very emotional.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It was a roller coaster. I'm sure
Yes.
you were exhausted for days afterwards.
Yes, our whole team. We work really, really hard up until that day, and it's a lot. But it is such a beautiful day. It is really emotional, with my journey, and just looking back over the last few years and how people just continue to show up and they continue to support. And they're there every year, and it's gotten bigger and bigger, and it's a great time. We love it. I mean, it's a lot of work, and it's exhausting, but it's absolutely worth it. Yeah.
So Stacie, for the new people watching right now, let's back up and tell us your story. Tell us your story, and why we're here, what we're doing.
Yes. So, goodness, 2020. So we're coming up on 5 years in August. I was originally diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer, and I went through 2 years of standard of care, and I was deemed cancer-free after 2 years of active treatment. I had chemo, radiation, surgery, the whole 9 yards. But unfortunately, a few months after, I started experiencing some chest pressure and pain. Ultimately, they found 2 large masses in my lung. And at that point, they deemed me a stage 4 cancer patient, and they didn't have anything else for me. I had done trials, I had done immunotherapy, I'd done all
so
the
this
things.
this was in your lungs?
It moved to my lungs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anytime that the primary cancer moves to a different part of your body, you're deemed stage 4. So it was triple-negative breast cancer that moved to my lungs.
So would that be still categorized as a breast cancer, or would you go into lung cancer now?
Nope, it's considered still, it's called metastatic breast cancer, which basically means the primary cancer has moved to another area of your body. Yes.
Wow.
So it becomes very hard to treat at that point, and standard care believes that it's not curable. So my husband and I at the time, we weren't willing to take that as our answer. I was told I had a couple months to live. At that point, I could barely breathe. I couldn't walk upstairs. I had a really hard time just getting from one place in my house to the other. And I was not doing well. So we jumped into research, and we just looked and we interviewed. I think we had 5 or 6 different interviews with different clinics. And we ultimately found an alternative clinic in Southern California that gave us hope. And Dr. Virginia Von Schaefer said, "Get down here as soon as possible, and I'm going to treat you, and we're gonna get rid of this." And so I did. Jumped on a plane and zipped down to Southern California, and I ultimately ended up being there for 19 months.
Wow.
We had success. It was a very intense treatment. I was there 5 days a week. It was also coupled with some primary care. I was doing radiation as well as this alternative care, but alternative was all cash. So if I didn't have a paycheck or a check to pay for the payment on Friday, I could not come back on Monday and continue my treatment. So we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars that was spent. The primary cancer moved throughout the body. We chased for a while. I ended up having it in my spine, my liver, obviously my lungs, my brain. And so we just kept fighting and fighting and fighting until ultimately 19 months later, I had clear scans.
Wow.
But with
That's
that
awesome.
came a pretty big price tag. So that is where Stacie Strong fundraiser was born back in 2022 when I started alternative care. And we realized we couldn't do it alone. There was just absolutely no way that we could fund this treatment without support and love. And our friends all rallied, everyone came together, and we started first year just throwing things together, and now it's turned into an annual fundraiser. And where I'm at now, I am still in a really good space, but because I am deemed stage 4, I do have maintenance treatments. So I'll still go in for IV therapy and things like that, which is also cash pay. So it helps support kind of the continued care that I need. And then this year, we're really excited to give some back to our parent company, SabesWings, which we can talk more about. But we're going to donate a bit of the funds back to SabesWings. So that's
But you had to go
overview.
back. You had to go overseas in order to get like the shots and some treatments
I ended up getting, Dr. Virginia Von Schaefer was able to administer the vaccine for me. So I ended up being able to qualify for a dendritic cellular vaccine last year, which was what the last event was funding. And I did successfully get that, which was huge. Ended up being about $60,000 for the cost of the dendritic vaccine. So it's been a lot. It's been a long journey, and I had to be in a healthy state in order to receive the vaccine. So we worked really hard to get my body ready for it. So there was a lot of prep, almost a year of prep for that. So it's been a journey. Yes.
now. So are you clear now?
As of right now, I am looking really good. They are keeping an eye on something that's in my brain, but as of right now, they think it's just scar tissue. So,
Okay.
and everything else looks great. So
Wow,
I
that's
have another
great.
scan in about 3 weeks just to keep an eye on that. And as long as nothing changes, we're moving forward.
Wow, that's congratulations.
Thank you.
And Dr. V, we've got to talk to her a little bit, which
Yes.
looking forward to talking to her again because she's very she's understandable.
Yes.
So
Yes.
excuse me.
Yes,
Something in my throat.
she's someone that really just took our case and gave us the hope that we needed, which at the time we didn't have a lot of hope in what we were going to do next. So that was a huge part, was just someone that believed that she, between the treatments that she offered, and she coupled with another radiation oncologist, and they kind of just plowed through and got us to where we needed to be.
Golly, what a journey. What a journey. I'm sure that
Wild.
you know more about cancer than you want to.
Than I want to. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
No, it's been wild. But through that, there's been some really beautiful relationships that have come. I've met so many people at her clinic, so many people just out and about. So there's been some really beautiful things that have come from it.
Very awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Megan, let's hear from you. What do you got going on here with the Stacie Strong event?
I'm just part of the Stacie Strong team that does all the back end to make the event beautiful and filled with so many local businesses and friends. I mean, it's almost a big reunion for us every year. We get to see people we haven't seen since the year before, but that are always there supporting Stacie and Cody, and it's awesome. I got into it because, I have so much love for Cody and Stacie. They're two of my best friends in the whole world. So it was just, for Nick and I, is just something that we were like, how can we help? What can we do? Like, hand us things to do so we can make this happen for her.
They're amazing. They really
Yeah.
do carry the team. And they have 3 babies at home, so I
Right?
don't know how, they're amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
And it does. It takes an army, and it takes those people that are willing to just be there for us. And it's very, very humbling for Cody and I. We're so beyond thankful.
So what's next? You guys are we're June 6th.
June 8th.
June
Yep,
8th.
Sunday, June 8th.
June
Yep.
8th. So we're roughly 2 months,
About
right?
2 months out.
2 months out. So what are the needs? What do you need for now? You need golfers, you need sponsors, you need
silent
So,
auction items,
all that stuff.
all of the things. Yeah, sponsorships are huge, and our biggest sponsorship we offer is it includes a foursome. So we want our sponsors to be out there enjoying the tournament and golfing, and it comes with our after party tickets, which is our 19th hole after party this year. And that includes with the silent auction and a barbecue. So
Yeah.
lots of
Very
things.
cool.
Really, really a fun day.
It really was. I mean, I want to say, you know, like I said, last year I kept like scratching my head going, we're gonna broadcast a golf tournament, which I'm like, how's that gonna go?
Right.
You know, but we had a lot of fun. You know, we got to
It was
talk to
lots.
John from Zeo Meats.
Yes.
We got Brett. I
Saberhagen.
think Candace was. I can't remember if she was on there as well.
Yeah, her and I did a dual
Oh,
little interview. Yep.
And then I had Brett by himself.
Yep, that's right.
And then I had a couple other people on there.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
And the whole event, I mean, it was really displayed out really well. Lots and lots and lots and lots of people.
Lots
there was
of
a
people.
ton of people.
Yes.
And the food there was awesome. It was just it was a cool event.
Yes.
So
yeah. Shout
highly
out to-
encourage people to be a part of it, even if just go out and golf.
Yeah.
You know, and go out and be a part of it.
Yeah, and even just coming, if you have a spouse that wants to golf and then you want your family to be there afterwards for the after party, there's going to be a bounce house for kids. There's ice cream. There's, you know,
So it's kid friendly.
it's very kid friendly.
Yes.
Okay.
We want the whole family to be able to come and enjoy. It's a Sunday afternoon. I mean, golf obviously is in the morning, but the after party is in the afternoon. And so bring everyone. And you don't have to golf to come to the after party. So that's a big piece too. We want to open it up to everyone. Even if they don't golf, the after party starts at 1 and you can come and just enjoy the afternoon.
So we've got let's see, we've got tea sponsors at $300,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
We got a purple sponsor at $650, which is a single golfer to additional 19th hole party tee tickets. Social media, you got a whole takeover, which is that's $750, and this one actually I think is a really cool concept because you're getting how many golfers?
144.
144 golfers.
yes.
And so for $750, you have a whole takeover, and that is your business
Yeah.
display.
It's
so
really fun. And you can do whatever you want.
give out
So-
swag, give out
Yeah.
keychains, give out whatever,
Yeah.
make cocktails,
Yeah.
take pictures, whatever it may be. It's your time because you know 144 people are going to be passing through you no matter what.
Yep.
Absolutely. It's a fun time. And they're assigned, you know, a specific hole and they can do whatever they want.
Yeah,
it's fun.
That one I think is a really good package for
Yes.
like a business. You know, anybody that wants to get their business name out. You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
everybody spends money for advertising. Probably 90% of it goes in one ear, out the other. Nobody recognizes it. Nobody sees. But this here, you know for sure, this is better than any type of social media data that you can
Yes.
gather because you know there's going to be 144 people that's going to
Walking
be
through.
you're going to have
This
touching.
one, it is limited. We don't have an endless amount of holes. So it's first come, first serve. So if people are interested, definitely
Okay.
come and sign up.
And then we got the gold sponsor, which is $1,500. That also includes a foursome of golf,
Yes.
social media, additional 4 additional 19th hole party tickets, signage, booth, the whole 9 yards. So that's your grand
Yeah,
poobah.
so with that one, you can actually have a booth at the after party
Yeah.
for everyone to be able to come and enjoy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good. Hoping for good weather again. Huh?
Yeah.
Last year was really nice.
We've done well the last few years, so
Yeah.
we're hopeful.
Yeah, and this year we're also offering sponsors for our swag bags for the golfers.
Yes.
So you can have branded items from your business into our golf bags.
Another way to get the businesses' names out
Yeah.
there, and you know people are going to see it.
Yep.
Very cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're excited for that too. This is the first year we're kind of opening that up because we really want to promote our sponsors. That's a huge piece. This is such a community-based event where we've been supported by the community. We really want to give back, and one of the ways that we can give back is to really promote our sponsors. So
Now, Stacie, do you, since we're on sponsors, do you have any sponsors that are currently with you, like you want to give a shout out to?
I'll do Turnkey, and then I'll let Megan do, because it's her connection.
Okay.
But Turnkey Property Management in Paso Robles has been a continued sponsor for the last few years, and yep, they're once again our gold sponsor this year. So I think they will have an item or two in the swag bag, which is really exciting for them because it's, again, a way that they can market their business. Nikki Chatham is the business owner of Turnkey, and we're excited to have her back again this year.
And Turnkey is property management, rental.
Yep, Turnkey Property Management based out of Paso Robles. They've had their business owned and operated since the 70s. Her dad started it, and she took over from there. So it's, yeah.
Very
It's really
cool.
great. Really good community-based business.
Very awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have for the third year, optometric care with Dr. Heil, Dr. Wells. They come, they golf, they bring their families.
So great.
They participate in the silent auction. They actually always have an item in the silent auction, which is really fun.
Really nice.
Really nice glasses.
Right?
So, yeah.
Right on Morrow Road.
Yeah.
So right there down.
Right there. They're
41.
amazing. They've been a huge supporter for
Every year.
Stacie Strong.
And they're always like the first ones.
Yeah, they're the
Which
first
we
ones to
love.
sign up. They're the
Yeah.
ones reaching out to us, being like,
Yep.
okay, when can I
When
sign
can we
up?
sign
When
up?
is it open?
Yeah.
So,
And it's
Oh,
just
that's
so
nice.
touching
Yeah.
because they really, truly enjoy being there, and
Yeah.
we love that they're there. Yeah. So
Very cool. Is that all we got right now?
so
we need,
far,
we,
yeah.
we need some more.
yeah,
Yeah.
those are
All
our
right.
gold sponsors that we have right
Yes.
now. We do have other vendors that are sponsoring the event by being there and donating items for our barbecue and our bar.
Yes.
Paso Bounce is going to be there with the Bounce House. Negroni Ice Cream will be there.
Yep.
So we have 805 Beers going to be providing beer for all of our golfers. Zio Meats is our meat guy. He's amazing, and
Awesome.
this is his
Third
third
year.
year with us. The rodeo gives us beer, and Wine Shine gives us vodka. So
All right.
yeah,
We
all the
really
things
are
I like to
local.
hear.
Yeah, we try to stay local, and everyone continues to come back and be really generous.
Yeah.
So it's really amazing. Yeah.
So, Stacie, let me ask you a question. And, like I said, you could say, Randy, I don't want to answer that.
Oh, everything's an open book.
But so, I mean, literally, there's, when you have a doctor, somebody that you're entrusting that, okay, they know everything, they're going to help me.
Sure.
When they say they can't help you, they say, this is done. You're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
I mean, what was your first initial
Yeah.
thoughts and feelings? I mean, anger, sadness.
It's really hard to put into words the feeling when someone tells you that you're going to die. It's not something that I could have ever prepared for. I just remember being in shock. It didn't really register. It was like, that can't be. I was naive. I didn't realize that when you're deemed stage 4, you're uncurable in the standard care world, that's it. You're done. I just thought, okay, it's going to come back, and then we treat it again. No big deal. We just get rid of it again. And that's not the case. Once it's traveled in your body, they assume that it's going to travel everywhere else, and you're not going to make it. So when I found that out, on top of being told I only had a few months left to live, I was unable to function. It was awful. In fact, I did spiral, to be honest, for a couple weeks before I could even get back to a space of wanting to fight, because it was just so overwhelming. And at the time, I was 36, and I was diagnosed right after I got married to my husband, and Cody and I started our life out together with cancer. And so we were so excited to be done with the journey and actually live our lives. And then we got this just massive news, right after I was told I was cancer free. And it was really devastating in the fact that there was no option. And that's kind of where we're at with the Be Stacie Strong piece, is just wanting to empower people that there are other options and there are other things that you can look into and do outside of standard of care, because when you're told there's nothing else, it's really, really hard to hear that. And I have a heart for those that are deemed, stage 4 and don't feel like they have any other options. I want to be that voice, and I want to be that hope for them that says there are other things that you can do. Now, is it going to work for every single person? I'm not saying that. Every body is so incredibly different and needs different things, but I can share my journey and what I went through, and I just really, really want to be there for those that are feeling like there's nothing else. And if I can be just a little bit of hope for those people, then that's why I'm still here.
It almost gives you an anger as well, because you think, why me? Why? You've done everything. You look at your life. You look at your, there's no, there's no bad. I mean, you're just like going, why? And there is no why. There's no reason.
There's no reason. Faith is a huge part of my life. I know we've talked about this in previous shows or previous interviews, and I've never really questioned it. It's like, why not me? It could be a little girl that's 7 or 8 years old diagnosed, why her? And I feel like it affects so many people. I mean, I just read something, it's gonna be 1 out of 3 people in the next 10 years that have cancer, or something wild like that. Don't quote me on that, but it was such a minute number. I never really thought, why me? It just was, we're gonna fight this and move forward. And my faith is a huge part of my journey and what I rely on for my strength and seeing things in a different perspective. And it was never like we're just gonna let this take over. Outside of right after I was told I was gonna die, yes, it was rough. But after that, no, it was fight mode. And we never stopped fighting. We never stopped seeing a positive outlook. We never stopped seeing healing as an option, and we just plowed through. And it did us well.
Because you look at America, you look at our diet, you look at our foods, you look at the stuff that we're consuming.
It's 100% what is happening in this world, in our environment.
Well, yeah, I mean, just all of that, and that, that if you look back in, into the 60s, before all the dyes and the chemicals and stuff like
Processed
that. And
food.
yeah, the 99-cent store with your, tri-tips for 99 cents. It's like, really? It's like, it's,
right.
It's like the foods, and you look at that kind of stuff and go, how come doctors, how come big organizations are not going, let's look at what is being consumed,
Well, and when you are in medical school, you don't have any nutrition courses. I think some of the programs, it's like a 4-hour nutrition class. It's not required. So majority of the medical doctors don't have any information when it comes to, now it seems pretty common sense, but that's not their focus. Their focus is to have a prescription or have a drug that's just going to take care of it. People don't want the long game, and that's the hard thing that is, you have to have the long game. It's the diet, it's the exercise, it's the lifestyle. It's all the above.
Do you think people are more aware of health and going to the doctors, and the doctors are starting to get more, not pushback, but questions from patients?
I think so. I'm now in the integrative world, so I feel like I hear about it all the time, which is really exciting. But I'd like to think that people are starting to wake up a little bit and start asking the questions and advocate, because if you're not advocating for yourself, regardless of your health situation, the outcome's going to look very different.
I think it's really cool, like podcasts, like what we're doing now. There's been several podcasts that I've listened to that, been Dr. Sean Baker, right?
Yes.
Carnivore, we'll get into that in a second.
Yep.
But there's been a lot of stuff that I've listened to, and blood tests that you can get that's, that doctors don't usually do, that shows this and that or whatever.
Right.
And it's so you go back to your doctor and you're like, hey, what about this test? And they go, or they say, I don't know about that. It's like, you're like, what? And just hey, it's so it's like the patients are coming in like me, we're educating ourselves.
Yes.
And I think that's a key in anything.
Yes.
Don't just accept, like you did it. you're not just going to accept, okay, I've got
This is
2
it.
weeks, 2
Yeah.
months, whatever it is.
Yep.
No.
Well, and the interesting thing about that, Randy, when I came back, I was in Southern California for 19 months. I did my treatment. I was deemed, tumor free. It was great. I went back home. I'm from here, of course, born and raised, but I now live with my husband outside of Portland. So I reached out to my original oncologist because I needed a blood panel done, just regular blood work. And I thought, well, I never left her clinic. I mean, I still should be her patient, even though I decided a different route. And she refused to see me because she said I was a liability, not understanding what I had done for treatment.
Oh, geez.
And after 2
Wow.
years, not being excited that I was, one, still alive, two, completely tumor-free, which is unheard of, she, instead of having me come in, sit down and talk to her about what I had done, she refused to even see me in her office. And that's the hard thing about standard of care, and not everyone is like that. I'm not trying to put that as a blanket statement, but I've seen it more and more, and now that I'm in this integrative world, we deal with a lot of discrimination when we just want to go outside the box because we have nothing else. I would love to do standard care. It's free for me. I have great insurance. It would be wonderful. I didn't want to have to spend hundreds of thousands, but I'm here and I'm well. And so that's the hard resistance that I've seen with standard care. Some just don't want to know. They don't want to hear it. There's a block there. So I hope at some point that changes.
Well, hopefully the health industry changes, not to get this all political or anything, but, like with the
That's
new
huge.
administration,
Yep.
RFK,
Yep.
really, digging into our diet.
Yes.
And digging into some of these poisons.
They're already making some
You know,
changes, which are huge. Right.
Which they should, because,
Yeah.
preventative, let's talk about preventative. Preventative helps now we have to treat,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So let's work on the preventative side beforehand, instead of like going wait and poison. Oh, now you need all this stuff,
Right.
and it's millions and millions and millions of dollars.
And it may or may not work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I get all fired up with it, especially
Yeah.
when you see kids. It
It's
breaks your heart.
devastating.
Because they don't know.
Nope.
They're too young. Some of them are too young to even know what is even going on.
Exactly.
That they hurt or whatever it may be.
That's the hard stuff. Yep. That's really, really hard stuff.
Have you ever been into to go into those children's hospitals?
I've not been in children. I've known personally a few very beautiful children that have been affected by cancer, and it's really hard. Yeah. It's a really, really hard thing.
Megan, how did you meet Stacie?
Well, Stacie and I, we just she grew up in Tascadero, I grew up in Paso, so we had mutual friends in high school. And then really after high school is when we started hanging out more, and then when she met Cody and I have been friends since we were 12. So as soon as Cody started dating Stacie, it was like, oh, we love her. You better not mess this up, Cody.
They have this really beautiful, it makes me emotional. They have just such a cool friend group that they've known each other for so long, and they've all just rallied around us this whole time, and they're like our second family.
Yeah, we've all just stayed super close, and Nick and Cody have always, they met through me and Cody, and they've always been close.
Well, Nick can get along with anybody.
Yeah.
So he's a chameleon.
Yeah,
He can,
yeah,
but
he's so
Cody
good.
is
Yeah.
also one of his favorites.
Yes, yes.
So
Cody's, it's just
they're just really silly together.
which is so needed. We have to be silly in this world.
So, do you go through the emotional roller coasters with Stacie? With the journeys, with
Yes.
the doctor visits and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
How is that like for you?
It's gut-wrenching. It's scary. Nick, we pray and pray and pray every time she has an appointment.
Yeah.
When we don't hear right away, which it's fair. You have to go dark and gather the information she's getting, and but we're like, what's going on? We need to know. And then when we don't hear, it's like,
Then
all
you
of a
start
sudden
thinking bad
you
stuff.
go bad,
Yeah.
you go negative. So
And
it's
she's
just
wonderful because she's like my lifeline, and then she tells everybody. So I then tell her and she graciously takes on the burden of sharing with everybody else, which is huge. You have to have that in this journey, because sometimes I'm like, I can only say it once. And then Megan's like, I'll take care of it with our friend group. And that's really helpful.
It's scary. It's hard. We've gotten so close in the last, 10 years, and your head has, I went to places where I'm like, what will I do if she's not here,
And it's hard not to, and it's, everybody does it in one aspect or another, not necessarily with cancer, but in different means, but you have to kind of just dig yourself out, and, because, really your spirit, your mind, your mind is like controls everything. Your mind can either make you happy, make you sad, and you can control that in a sense, you know what I'm saying? But your mind really just like, you give that little bit of time, which I'm sure you've had plenty of time by yourself, to where your mind is your worst enemy.
Yes.
And negative energy inside your body creates, they've already said, stress and sickness, and, you manifest things.
It's all the above. Yes.
That's the huge part for Nick and I. It's like, we don't want Stacie or Cody to be stressed out, because cancer loves stress. So we're like, what can we do to like make them not feel stress, and that's gather the community and get out, raise the money, because what's the biggest stressor in most people's lives?
Financial.
Yep. Health and financial. So.
Yeah.
So Stacie, let me ask you a question on that then. So during this journey, learning, like Megan said, stress, cancer likes stress, because, your body is in a, whatever form, so it attacks. What other things have you learned to combat the cancer in other methods, versus radiation, all that stuff? But
right.
Like foods and, that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. I have completely changed my diet a couple of times, because the journey changes. So there's different times in my journey that I needed to be eating a certain way. So diet is huge. Stress release is huge. So whether that is meditating daily or grounding daily, and then, secreting toxins out of the body. So I do sauna therapy now 3 times a week, red light therapy, which also helps with inflammation. And then I am on ivermectin, fenbendazole, and methylene blue, which are 3 kind of buzzwords in the integrative world, to help just keep everything at bay. But the mental piece is huge. That's probably just as important as the physical piece. So I work really hard to stay, and it's fairly impossible all the time, right? And there's going to be things that pop up, but it's just making those conscious decisions to really work on eradicating stress. Yeah.
And you mentioned diet. So, and we were talking before that you're doing like full carnivore now.
I am.
Right?
Yep.
And how long have you been doing full carnivore?
I transitioned to carnivore January 15th of this year. And one thing that we know is that cancer loves sugar. And I was doing keto, but it was, I was just cheating a lot. I ended up, having the vegetables that weren't keto or whatever the case. And carnivore just made so much more sense to stay in a ketosis status, which then helps literally kill cancer cells naturally. So when I found out about carnivore just being really consistent and basic, it made a lot of sense in my head. And I've never felt better. It's been it's actually been a really, really positive thing. So
it's an interesting method and way to eat, because it's so simple.
It's so simple.
It seems so hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's literally very mental.
But it's a lot of your own. It's not like going to the cupboard, warming up your, hot pocket or something like that, which God knows what's in that.
Right. Poison.
But yeah, right. But it's. You have to, prep it. Your meats and this and that. But
yes,
it's really a simplified food, and you keep thinking to yourself, going, "Where's the catch?"
Right.
Because it just doesn't seem right. You're like, I'm feeling how I feel. I feel great. My energy levels are through the roof.
Right.
I can speak from experience doing that. It's like I had more energy what, you know, when I was full
wild.
carnivore, like this was last year before I flipped my side by side, but I was, you know, 6 months, you know, drinking,
Yeah.
100% carnivore, you know, and I had so much like amazing amounts of energy. Now, mind you, I wouldn't eat all the time.
Right. You're satiated
I'm feeling
with
like
the
myself
meat,
going,
yeah.
I should eat. I feel like
Right.
I should eat, but I really didn't have any needs to eat.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's
But-
a wild thing. Your body just kind of transitions into using that fat. For
Yeah, and so like,
energy.
yeah, and you're eating, like you're cooking in tallow.
Yep.
I don't know if you do that or
Yep,
not.
absolutely. Yep.
But you're eating the things that all the stuff that the doctors say that is going to cause
Yes.
heart disease,
Yes.
cause, you know, clogged arteries and all that stuff.
Right.
And you're eating, you know, the bacon,
Yes.
the red meats,
As
you know,
much
the
fat as
cheese.
possible,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're drinking, you know, I was drinking like the you know, thick milk, you know, the
Yes.
whatever you call that, you know, just all fat, right?
All fat milk,
And
yep,
it's just
yep.
like all the stuff that they say you're gonna die from. I feel better
Yes.
on that.
Right.
So
Well, it really does it's taking out all the carbs and all the sugars completely out. So if you're eating that way and you're eating a ton of carbs and sugar, yeah, you're probably going to have issues. But taking out all the other stuff and just having a pure, clean form of protein and fat, your body really loves that. And high cholesterol actually feeds your brain, so go figure. It's funny though, I've done so many different things through my journey. You know, I've done keto, I've done paleo, I've done vegan, I've done keto vegan, I've done all these crazy things. And no one has ever had an opinion about it. Everyone's like, oh yeah, good for you. I've done gluten-free, sugar-free, dairy-free, all the things. As soon as I started doing carnivore and telling people about it, people have a really hard time. They're very concerned about it. They don't understand, and they're like, I think this is going to be a really bad thing for you. So it's been really funny, but
like, what did you talk to Dr. V about it?
no, but she's very protein forward.
Right.
So I know that she leans more towards, you know, the ketogenic, which is also a really good diet. I just didn't do as well on it. I felt like it was almost too loose in a way. I would end up eating stuff that was outside of the ketogenic diet. So I don't think she would have a problem. I haven't had a conversation about it, but I know she's really into, in fact, when I was down there for the 19 months, she was like, eat steak, eat steak, eat steak. Like all the time, my red blood cells were really low because of all the treatment I was getting. And so she was constantly trying to get me to like, go get a steak, go eat. I was taking meat pills, which we talked about before the show, and just trying to get all the iron that I could. And so, yeah.
Now, have you done a blood panel, like just a regular one, since starting
have.
the carnivore?
I do blood panels monthly.
Okay.
Yeah. And
how's
everything
it-
so far looks great.
How's it? Is it
Yeah.
anything changing? I know it spikes the LDL.
Yeah, it does. Yep, yep.
But it's not.
But that's
it's
not the
good.
scary one.
Or
Right.
the cholesterol. It said, you know, cholesterol thinks that panel is cholesterol,
Right.
but it's different. I
It's
mean, there's
different.
so many
Yeah.
different. That's why the medical industry is like such a. And I think these podcasts help to make us understand it more.
Absolutely.
And have more of an opinion versus just going, okay.
What they're saying
Yeah,
is the only way.
what they say? Oh, they said
Yeah.
this, that, or whatever, and I got to take these pills.
Right. No,
know?
there's so many others. I have a really good friend, and she's a PA, but she is very much so into the alternative treatment and does mass amounts of research. And so I really do. She's kind of my lifeline, that she kind of walks me through a lot of different things, and she just has a mass amount of knowledge. So I'm really thankful to have her in my corner, because whenever I'm questioning or I see something on social media and I'm like, I don't understand this, you know, she'll actually give me like the molecular reasoning behind it, and it's like, okay, what are we doing? Are we doing the right things? So I feel like we're on a really good track right now. Yeah.
I think so. I think you guys have a really good team. You're also part of the Saberhagen's
Yes.
SabesWings.
Yes.
So that's a really huge. Brett Saberhagen, 1984. Kansas City Royals pitchers, MVP, World Series. There you go, Brad. I got it in for you.
Yes,
And his wife Candace.
Yes.
Which also had the same thing, right?
Yes, and she actually did have the dendritic cellular vaccine. Now, she went to South America for her administration. I was able to get mine. Mine came from Germany, but I was able to get it administered in Southern California. But our journeys have aligned similarly in the fact that she had triple negative, that was what I was diagnosed with. It's very hard to treat. So yeah, Cody and I are now on their board of directors, and Stacie Strong has been formally adopted, so now we are a program within their kind of umbrella. They're nationwide, and they help hundreds and hundreds of patients a year. So we're just a little program underneath them, but we're really thankful. They're great people, and we're super happy to be a part of it.
And their program is more geared, not the research per se, but more of the helping
They
of
help
the
anybody.
patients.
Yep.
Financial toxicity,
Yeah, that's right.
which obviously you know about that. With so
Very
many families, it's so sad. It's like why? You know, you look at different, you know, medications. You know, like the ivermectin.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's a prime example. So if you were to,
Yep.
you could. That's for horses. That's for animals.
Yeah.
You know, livestock.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, but yet people are. You know, I think it's for worms.
Yes,
right?
it's a dewormer. Yeah.
And so you can go buy it at the veterinarian. You know,
For nothing. I actually know quite a few people that go to Chewy.com, you know, the little, the dog or whatever animal site, and order their ivermectin from Chewy.com. And I think it's like $2 for each pill or something. So
yeah.
And
but
there's
now
mass amounts of success.
total
So-
and reports and you know
Yes.
validation.
Yes.
And if the medical community wants to shut it down,
Yes.
they don't want you to know about it.
Yes.
They don't want you to take it because they don't benefit from
Right,
it. They don't
no.
make any money from
Same
that.
with the fenbendazole. In fact, I originally heard about that from the Saberhagens, and they were like, you need to start taking this. So now I've done mass amounts of research, and I follow a lot of studies that actually are seeing people cure stage 4 cancer with fenben and ivermectin. It's wild. I mean, there's so much going on in the cancer world that's alternative, that is trying to get squashed by standard of care because there's no money in it, because it's a business. It's a multi-trillion-dollar business. If ivermectin, fenben, and methylene blue are curing people, they're going to go out of business, and that would, not be good. So.
Golly. So Stacie, what's next for you? So what is there another treatment, or what are you going after now?
Yeah, so I did get a scan, and like I said, they're keeping an eye on the back of my brain, where I had some other little issues there before. They think that it is scar tissue, so that's great, but they're going to keep a close eye. Because they are keeping an eye on that, I have opted to start doing some maintenance treatments. So I'm getting those at an alternative treatment center in Portland. So twice a week I get IV therapy, radioactive therapy for the back of my brain. So I am still dabbling in treatment, because at the end of the day, I need to stay in a really healthy state. So that's where, you know, it's not going to be a consistent year-long thing. We're thinking about 6 weeks on, maybe a few months off, and then going back in for 6 weeks. So it's considered maintenance. We feel like it's the right thing to do at this point in the journey, just to keep everything at bay and happy, and along with everything I do at home, my diet, exercise. So we're hoping that I can stay in this status and stay tumor-free, and we can just move forward. But the need is still there, in the fact that I'm still receiving the maintenance treatment. And, you know, at this point, we're not sure what that's going to look like in the future. If that will be a continual thing, or if I'll get to a space that I feel really good and that I don't need it anymore. But we do want to stay ahead, because we chased for so long, those 19 months I was in SoCal, and I never want to get to a space that we're chasing again. And maintenance is substantially cheaper than actual active care, thousands and thousands of dollars cheaper. So we're just in a space where I'm continuing to go a couple times a week, stay in a really good, healthy mental and emotional and physical state, and we're just moving forward with that.
Now, Megan, being a part of what's going on and learning what she's learned, has that changed like your habits or
Absolutely.
anything that you guys do as a family?
Yeah,
And you
as
look at your kids. You look at your kids going, what are they being? You know, I mean, because I think we live in more of a technology world where we're more aware of things. You know, to the internet. You know, kids and this and that. And you look at the kids growing up. It's like, you know, your kids going, what are we bringing them into?
Yeah, it makes you look at labels. It makes you like understand the sugar thing. Sugar feeds cancer. You know, they're kids and they're gonna have sugar once in a while. But it makes you focus on anything that has zero sugar. That's like what you're like, you know, grabbing for. Nick and I have like we've started doing more keto, just cutting out carbs and sugar from our own diets. And yeah, our kids, like, they're eating a lot of steak these days.
Well, but it's funny
great.
when you cut out the sugar. I mean, and the carbs, you really feel a difference. Like your mind, your clarity, your energy level, sleeping,
Yeah.
joints.
And you notice it on them as well too.
And it's funny. It's like the kids they can't tell. They have just they're not getting a cookie.
Yeah.
That's their biggest thing. But really, they are having that experience as well, even though they may or may not be able to express that.
Yeah.
But you probably ADHD. Kids are giving. I mean, I don't even know if Ritalin is a thing anymore that they give to kids. It's just hyper. The kids are hyper. They're kids. They're supposed to be bouncing off walls.
And they're on a lot of sugar a lot of times.
Yeah,
So
lots of sugar. And sadly, that's the easy, fastest, least expensive way for parents, young parents,
Right.
to go to the store, get a box of, mac and cheese, 99 cents, 79 cents. You pour it, I mean, it's full of junk. It's full of crap.
Right.
And, here's kids, there's dinner, I mean, we did it when we were kids, we put in
How
some
I
tuna.
was raised too, yeah.
So, but it's like you look back on that stuff and it's just like, gosh, dang it, it's like, how come, why,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think everybody needs to make that, that research and do their own research and see what is in there and what you're getting, what you're feeding yourself, your kids. Would you give that to your kids? Would your, no, don't give
Right.
that to your kids.
Right.
So,
It
all right, cool. So we've got the golf tournament coming up,
Yes.
right? We're still looking for sponsors,
We're
right?
definitely looking for sponsors. We also do a silent auction, and we do accept silent auction donations as well.
Okay.
So everything is on our website, StacieStrong.org. So you can look at all the sponsor levels. If you want to donate a basket or an item for the silent auction, we always are accepting those up until about 2 weeks prior, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, we're hoping to have silent auction items in by May 15th.
Yes.
May 15th.
Yes.
You guys had a
Super chart.
lot of silent auction
Yes.
items last
Yeah,
year.
we did.
Like
Over
lots.
100, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lots.
So,
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
looking like about the same this year. So,
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
so much cool
Lot of
stuff.
cool
And right
stuff.
now we do have lots of golf spots open. We have a lot of people that have verbally committed, but
Yes.
the spots do fill up. Last year we oversold one team.
We
I
did.
think we had to get more golf carts out there. So
Yeah.
No.
We're looking
We-
at the same,
Yeah.
projection.
Yep.
So,
But the important part, it's a lot of fun.
so much fun.
And it's obviously a great event.
We have so much fun. I mean, the start of the day is so fun with golf, and then it goes into this huge after party. So really, it's like two awesome events in
Yeah.
one day.
yeah.
And
it's
everyone can come and
music,
enjoy. And
food,
Yes.
drinks, play for the kids,
absolutely.
Bounce house.
bounce house.
Bounce
it's fun.
house,
It's
yeah.
yeah, my kids have been every single year. The first year we did it,
Oh my gosh.
I was actually not a part of the Stacie Strong team. I was just
She was
participating. So I was golfing with Nico, strapped onto me with the poncho over the top, because it was pouring down rain.
Our
but
first year was
like-
New Year's Eve. We
New Year's
decided
Eve?
to
Yeah.
do New Year's Eve
Yeah.
for whatever reason. I think it had to do with the people helping us were only available. Anyways, it was tsunami raining.
It was
Yeah.
dumping, and everyone was out there, and everyone was golfing in their rain boots.
Yeah, and their ponchos.
and
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Then we
So-
transitioned to summer.
yeah. So now we're in summer, and now it's like everyone the kids enjoy going out there and hanging out. There's music,
Yes.
there's food, there's
Yep.
You know.
Yummy treats. There's
Yeah.
tasty treats. We have obviously the ice cream, and then I also have some dear friends that are bakers that do cupcakes and cookies, and so there's something for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's at Hunter Ranch Golf Course, which is a beautiful landscape. I mean, just a really cool place.
Yeah.
I've never played it because, again, I'm not good enough to, play courses
it's
like
just
that.
fun.
But if somebody, that hasn't played there, it's super
Yeah.
awesome.
And you don't have to be an experienced golfer to play.
Not at
Because you
all.
play best ball, right?
We do. We
Yes.
do like longest
Yeah, longest drive. Right?
longest
Yeah.
drive, closest to the pin or closest to the
Yeah. Golf is
Yeah.
Cody's thing, so he does all that.
Gotcha.
Cody tells us what we're doing, and we say
then we
we will
just
put
say,
the volunteers there.
It's kind of fun because when we first started talking about this, it was like, oh, let's do a golf tournament because he plays golf. My husband is a huge golfer. He loves it. It's like a big deal. And I was like, I know nothing about golf. I want to have a party. So we like both kind of decided that we were just going to make, the golf is like his thing. I mean, obviously we're there the whole time for all of it, but golf is his thing, party's my thing, and we just combine it, make it one beautiful day.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you another suggestion like I did last year.
Oh, the dress up.
Yeah. No. But yeah. Yes, the dress up one.
Yes.
Okay, let's do that. I'm going to give you two suggestions
Okay,
like I did
okay.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dress up one would be cool.
Yes,
It's
I agree.
themed. And the other one is for the whole event, the day, because you golf between, what is it?
8 and 1.
8 and 1.
Yes.
Okay, so between 8 and 1 over on the grass area, you can have a cornhole tournament
Oh.
for the ones that aren't playing.
That's a good idea. I love
And that would
a good
that would be
cornhole
easy. That would be easy
game.
to facilitate and
Okay.
put it together. And there you go. There's
would
Right,
be-
we're
there's
gonna
another.
make you our cornhole.
There
I'm
you
just
go.
I'm just the idea
You'll be
guy. I'm just the idea guy.
Yeah, the facilitator. That's a good idea. Even
Yeah.
for the kids, though, they love playing cornhole
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
afternoon. So
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Very awesome.
I love
All right. Do we have any more information? Or we got everything. I think we got everything.
We really hope to see everyone there.
right.
Every year it's bigger and bigger, and we anticipate it being the same this year. So just come on down. StacieStrong.org has all the information.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
like I said, we're going to be having more interviews and more podcasts, with you and with Dr. V and some other Nikki and some other people to really help to push this along and get the awareness out. So that's what we do, and that's what we love to be a part of. So
Thank you.
we appreciate that. We appreciate you guys coming
for
in
having
and
us.
Yeah.
having fun and telling us the journey.
Absolutely.
And like I said, people can reach out, go to your staciestrong.org.
Yep.
Right?
Yes. It has also a lot of information on just Stacie Strong and what we've done, and there's contact information and all that. So if anyone has any questions or anything,
Be a part.
Yeah.
Sponsor, that table sponsor. How many of those you got? The whole takeover?
The whole takeovers. We have quite a few verbals, so
Okay.
those, once they're gone, they're gone. So
Those are
We're only
those are the good
doing,
ones.
I think 9 or 10 this year
we are.
spots.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
So we have quite a few people that want to come back from last year. So if you're interested in the whole takeover, definitely hop on our website, and if you have questions, let us know, or just sign up. You
Yeah,
can sign up there, and
you can email us at teamstaciestrong@gmail.com.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, so our whole team's on that. So
Yeah, we'll get back to you.
good.
But you guys are hitting the streets now, looking
yeah.
for
That's right.
silent auctions
We are.
and
Yep.
donations
Literally,
and
yes.
all
Yeah.
that, and golfers.
And golfers. So
And
you can do
golfers.
single golfer, you can do a foursome if you have a group of 4. So whatever works. And if it's a single golfer, we'll pair you up with another 3 awesome people.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thanks for
Glad to
having
hear
us.
about the great success.
We're doing good.
And as the
Yep.
journey continues.
That's right.
And
That's right.
we'll try to figure out a way to make this even more successful than your last year's event.
We're here for it. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah,
Thank
we're
you.
excited.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome, ladies. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, there you have it, guys. Hey, make sure you guys be a part of this event happening in June at Hunter Ranch Golf Course. If you're a golfer, hey, guys, do the little scan code. Go to staciestrong.org, get more information. Become a sponsor. Be a part of it, and have a lot of fun doing it while doing so and showcasing your business. But as always, guys, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. We'd like to thank Escalera Wine Travelers Hideaway, Visit Atascadero, 805 Customs, MGP Coatings, North County Junk Removal, The Trailer Barn, Story Termite and Pest Control, Borehole Auto Center, Kennedy Club Fitness, Airflow Filter Services, and Suprema Meat Markets. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today. We can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Hi, it's Alex with Suprema Meat Market. We are a Mexican meat market with a taqueria. Come enjoy our high-quality cuts and meats. We offer choice and prime Harris Ranch beef, as well as chicken, seafood, and pork items. In the taqueria, all of our tacos come with handmade tortillas. We also offer specialty items like chilaquiles and chile rellenos. Come enjoy Taco Tuesday with Suprema. We offer our tacos at $1.99 each. Suprema Meat Market is located at 8950 Montecito Avenue in Atascadero.
Are you tired of looking at that worn-out concrete garage floor, patio, or porch? Look no further than MGP Coatings, where customer service reigns supreme. Our team goes above and beyond to ensure your satisfaction every step of the way. Before we even start coating, we meticulously repair your concrete, ensuring a flawless finish that lasts. And here's the best part. Our Pentec coatings are 4 times stronger than epoxy, so they won't chip or peel, making maintenance a breeze. Plus, they come with a limited lifetime warranty. Call us today at 805-952-5301 or check out our Facebook and Instagram and experience the MGP coating difference. Don't wait. Transform your garage, patio, porch, or driveway and become a part of the MGP coating family.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Hi, this is Omid
and Deanna
at North County Junk Removal. We are a business known for helping our neighbors and our community.
Let us help you save money and get rid of any unwanted items.
And rest assured that our professional team adheres to global standards of safety and recycling. We are fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind.
We are locally owned and operated, and we look forward to helping you with all your junk removal needs.
Please call us at 805-769-6966.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We are all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.